Hello everybody, Dr. Deaven here. Sorry it's a little later. I was enjoying the beautiful day outside and kind of lost track of time. So today we're going to be talking about dairy alternatives. So a little background on dairy. It's actually not that great for you. And I know that's going to ruffle some feathers, but it's really not, especially compared to when we first started drinking milk, which was about 7,500 years ago. Today's milk is not the same. It's not, just coming straight from the cow, going and you're drinking it. It's being, first of all, the cows are being pumped full of hormones and additives, hormones and antibiotics, sorry. And then, their food is crap, water source is crap, just the area that the majority of these cows are living in is not great. And so then once you get the milk out of the cow, it's processed, pasteurized, and in some instances, like with these cows that live in not super sanitary conditions, you want that milk to be pasteurized. Otherwise, it's pretty gross. And so, this process of trying to get more and more into the stores, not taking care of our animals, not, being conscientious of what we're feeding them and then what we're doing to the products that they give to us, whether that be the meat itself, the milk, or anything like that. So milk is actually really, nowadays, just the regular off-the-shelf milk that you get is very inflammatory and can worsen or cause digestive disorders, heart disease, or exacerbate heart diseases, worsen certain types of cancers, and diabetes, because they do add milk, or they do add sugar to milk to make it tastier. So when we're younger, we are babies, we have an enzyme that breaks down lactose, which is the sugar component in milk. We have lactase. And that lactase we lose as we get older, or we're really supposed to. You see this a lot in Asian cultures, like a lot of Asian individuals are lactose intolerant, but they're not as babies, because they have been weaned off of that milk source. But in the United States, our wonderful government had decided that people were getting enough calcium and they weren't getting enough like vitamin D. And so their solution was to promote milk and, really push it in schools and TV ads. And now we have research out that shows that milk really isn't that great for us. One study was, it used 96,000 men, and it found that the more milk that those men drank as teenagers, the higher the risk they had of getting fractures as an adult. And so countries with the lowest milk consumption actually have lower levels of osteoporosis and fractures, which typically men don't get osteoporosis a whole lot. That's typically, you see it more in women, but in the United States, osteoporosis in older men it can be pretty prevalent. And so that was found in the British Journal of Medicine, I think is where that article came from. So, if you are going to drink dairy, one of the things that you really want to look for is raw milk. So Dr. Jaime knows of a farm outside of Paola that does raw milk. And she says that it's really good and it is healthier. It's not going to be pasteurized. And so you may give that a shot if you're not willing to give up your milk. I know some people aren't. Some people really want to stick with their milk. And so, you know, use that milk instead of what you buy in the store. And you can, if you don't want to give up your ice cream or your cream cheese or whatever you use for milk products. I mean, it's not just the milk that you drink. It's your ice cream, it's your cream cheese, it's all of the milk products. So you really still want to be sure that, like, if you buy that stuff from the store, that, you know, you're looking at the ingredients, because it's not really good. It's probably, the ice cream is going to be worse. So you want to try to get raw milk. That's going to be the best. It's not going to be highly processed. If you can't make it to that farm or whatever, go try and find an organic grass-fed milk. It's going to have lower levels of inflammatory markers in it, inflammatory substances. The cows are not going to be treated with hormones, antibiotics. Typically, they're going to be not shoved in like a 4x6 stall and then just standing in that stall day after day. A lot of these other like organic grass-fed cows, they're going to be able to get up and be moving around. And movement is what drives toxins out of our bodies. So of course it's going to drive toxins out of our animals' bodies as well. So keep that in mind. If you are okay with giving up your milk and your dairy, then a couple of dairy alternatives are going to be almond, coconut, rice, hemp, cashew, hazelnut, oat, and soy. I will say with oats, you have to be very, very careful about what oat milk you are getting. The Oatly that they use is bad. It's just bad. So it's oats are one of the highest sprayed crops alongside coffee. So coffee and oats, super highly sprayed with your pesticides and herbicides. And you want to be sure that if you're grinding it up and you're drinking it and you're going through all of this work to detox, that you're not just refilling your body up with toxins from your oat milk. So that's about the oats. Now soy, genetically speaking, soy for the Asian population is great. When it comes to Americans, we don't have the certain enzymes to break down the components of soy that we really need. And so it's one of those, you want to be careful about how much you're drinking and what you're using it with, because it's a phytoestrogen. So especially for females who are going through menopause and that kind of stuff, you really want to be careful about the soy and how much you're using, because it's in everything. You can't avoid it, but you can decrease how much you're taking in. So with our dairy alternatives, we have a couple things that we really want to watch out for. And this is, you know, you can't, I know it sucks, but you can't go to Costco or Sam's and just buy the 6-pack, 10-pack of the organic, coconut milk or organic almond milk. I found that out the hard way. Just because it says organic doesn't mean it's not filled with a bunch of crap. And so you really want to be looking out for oils, especially rapeseed, sunflower seed, palm oil. They're highly inflammatory. And then your gums. So this is there to thicken stuff up. And guar gum, it's a hard word for me to say, but that's one of the ones they use most commonly. It's been found to have like some blocking effects of the GI tract, like in the esophagus and the small intestine. And then xanthan gum, that has been found to have more of a laxative effect in adults. And so you really don't want to be giving that to like children as well. That's a big no-no. Carrageenan, I don't know how you say that either. Starts with a C and it's a long word. And it's bad for you as well. It's going to do gut dysbiosis, promote that. So we want to stay away from that big long word that starts with car. Apparently they put that in Costco chicken as well, so keep that in mind. And then phosphates, whether that be dicalcium phosphate, monosodium phosphate, disodium phosphate, phosphoric acid, those are all names for phosphates. And you just want to be careful about what version you're getting and you're taking in at that time. So I found 3 brands that are not filled with junk. When you're looking at your dairy alternatives, you really want it to only have 3 ingredients. So if it's almond milk, you want almonds, water, and salt. That's it. If it's sweetened slightly, try to get it sweetened with stevia or monk fruit. Really look at, how much sugar is going into the dairy alternative, because sometimes they just dump a bunch of sugar in there and to try to make it taste better. So Calfia is one, Malk, M-A-L-K is the second one, and then 3 Trees is the third one. So keep those 3 in mind if you're looking for a dairy alternative. Those are the 3 to really look out for. And then Micah has a milk making video on here. So if you go up to the search bar and you type in like hemp milk or something, milk into the search bar, it should pop that video up. So if you have any questions about dairy and the history of dairy, why it's bad for you, if you have any questions about how to find a dairy alternative, go ahead, leave those questions in the comments below. And then if you want the raw milk farm, do the @ and type in Dr. Jamie's name so that she can get that for you guys. So that's all I have for today. Again, sorry I was a little late. It was beautiful out today and the puppies and I just didn't want to do anything. So that's it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.